So what does Noel Gallagher think of the Strokes, and do we care? I'm usually intrigued by the Gallagher brothers' take on things, including Paul, as it's interesting to hear how they interpret other bands, and it's often quite funny. Previously, all I knew about Noel's take on the Strokes is that he was very disappointed with Room on Fire and thought it was rubbish. Something I couldn't disagree more with. However, it turns out he was a major fan at one point. Here he's talking about them in 2001.
Strokes. You've been through all that hype yourself, the same.
Yes, well, I went, I got the record, the first EP, and then as luck would have it, we were out in America. They were playing at a nightclub about 4 hours drive away from my place, so we got in the van and went to see them. There's only about 50 people there because no one has ever heard of them in the States yet. So, and I thought that night it was the most exciting thing I'd seen since the Stone Roses.
Really?
And I think that they're the most important band right now, the most important band in the world for what they may inspire other people to do.
A pretty strong and accurate review there of an early Strokes and the impact they're about to have. Here he is again in an interview 20 years later, reaffirming his admiration for the early Strokes.
Thank you, the Black Keys, and I'm now delighted to welcome back into the studio our top picker this week, Noel Gallagher. Welcome to the show, Noel. It's marvellous to have you here. Thank you for making some excellent choices that we'll be discussing. Tell us about the first thing that you chose, the Strokes, with Last Night in 2006.
Well, actually, when I sent the list, it was kind of like, you forget how many amazing artists and performances have been on the show down the years. And the Strokes, I remember when they first came along, there's about half a dozen people in my life who kind of, you will take their opinions on music all day. 5 out of the 6 of them in the space of a week said, "Have you got this mob from New York, the Strokes?" And I was like, I keep hearing about it. And when that first EP came out, The Modern Age, it had kind of taken guitar music somewhere else. And that whole period after that with the Libertines and Kasabian and the Arctic Monkeys was probably the last great British period for guitar music. And for that couple of years when they first came to England, we went everywhere to see them. We used to go to festivals just to see them. And they were brilliant. They looked great. And they seemed to herald a new spirit in guitar music.
So do we agree with Noel that it was the last great period for British guitar music? And why do we think he didn't like anything beyond the Strokes' first album? Let us know in the comments.